Ahead on NT Daily News, the campaigns are over, the people have spoken. We'll have Election Day results next. And people waited, watched, and wondered who would be the winners. NT Daily's team coverage of Election Day 2012 is just ahead.
From the Mayborn School of Journalism at the University of North Texas, this is NT Daily News.
Hello and welcome to NT Daily News. I'm Kirsty Turney.
And I'm Lacey Heatherly. The votes are counted, the winners have been chosen. Election 2012 is history.
It's hard to believe that the presidential race that started 2 years ago is over. And despite the close race in many states, President Barack Obama won re-election to a second term. Mitt Romney easily carried Texas by 65%, but it wasn't enough.
In other important races, Texas is sending its first Hispanic senator to Washington. Republican Ted Cruz beat Democrat Paul Sadler for the seat left open by the retirement of Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison.
In the race for U.S. House District 26, incumbent Republican Congressman Michael Burgess topped two opponents to continue to represent the Denton area.
In the District 30 Texas Senate race, Republican incumbent Craig Estes beat one challenger to return to the Texas Senate.
And among three candidates running for Texas House District 64, Republican incumbent Meyer Crownover walked away with the win.
Denton residents also approved a $20 million street bond package. And of course, there were many other winners and losers in Texas. All the results can be found at elections.dentoncounty.com. And almost 250,000 residents voted in Denton County this election. That's 62% of all registered voters in the county. People lined up at polling places throughout Election Day. The line at the First Baptist Church of Denton moved quickly. Despite the high turnout, it was actually down 8% compared to the last presidential election. Overall, the total number of registered voters was up by more than 40,000 people in Denton County.
But not everyone went to the polls on Election Day. More than 163,000 people, or 42% of registered voters in Denton County, cast their ballots early. There was a big rush at the start of the 12-day early voting period, but in the end, early turnout was down by about 11,000 votes compared to 4 years ago.
People across the nation watch with anticipation as the results of the 2012 elections unfolded. And local Denton County Democrats gathered to watch and celebrate with one another. NT Daily's Tamara Williams is here now with more. Tamara?
Lacey. Denton County Democrats knew they would have a tough time winning in a mostly Republican county and state. But it was the battle at the top of the national ticket that they were most interested in. Claps and cheers rang out at the Denton Democratic Watch Party as President Barack Obama was elected 44th president. The excitement started early and the energy was high in the Sweetwater Grill and Tavern near downtown Denton. The place was packed with local leaders and voters proud of their journey. Denton County's Democratic chairwoman says it has been a long fight, and she is proud of their accomplishments.
We haven't accomplished everything we wanted with our local candidates, but we have made great progress in the county as far as electing Democrats.
It was a day that these die-hard Democrats felt sure would end in victory. It did, but not for all Democrats. Candidate for Texas' 26th Congressional District, David Sanchez, says he did not win, but he is determined to keep going.
We didn't get the result we exactly wanted, but it is progress. It's something that we want to move forward from this area and start moving to 2014, 2016.
Despite the disappointments, the mood turned to joy when President Obama won the state of California.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited, yes.
And why are you excited?
I'm excited because Barack Obama won the election.
Some of the people at the Democratic Watch Party say they were glad to be a part of another historic election, and they say they have faith that the next 4 years will bring great things. Kirsty, Lacey?
But not every watch party was so cheerful. Local Republicans from the Denton County area came together in hopes that Governor Mitt Romney would become president. The country watched in anticipation as the results of the election tallied up. Around 50 or more young Republicans of Greater Denton County gathered at the Square Cafe in Louisville. Their hope that Governor Romney would pull off the win early in the evening. But many worried as it grew later into the night.
Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. I've just been watching nonstop, but I'm really nervous.
The Republican organization normally meets the first Monday of every month, but they decided to come together for election night. The voters packed the cafe to enjoy dinner and drinks, but the crowd started to dwindle when the swing state sided with President Obama.
I'm disappointed that the Republicans didn't show out and vote in a stronger manner. You know, I'm disappointed in that. I wish Romney would have won. I think Romney was the right guy. I think Romney had the best plan and the best agenda to move our country forward.
The evening was not a total loss for the Republican Party. The crowd cheered when Ted Cruz was named the new senator for Texas.
As the separate political parties watched, students at the University of North Texas gathered for their own watch party. And a party it was. NT Daily's Ashley Barshaw has more.
Students crowded into the syndicate. Their goal? To find out who would become the next president of the United States. About 200 students attended the event by the syndicate coordinating board. There were snacks and drinks and lots of energy. The big turnout surprised even the sponsors.
Let both Democratic Republicans come in and just have somewhere to watch. You know, all students were allowed to come in. It was just some fun for the students to come in and enjoy together.
There were some Republicans and lots of Democrats. They crowded around TV screens and the room erupted in cheers when TV networks projected Barack Obama the winner, state by state. People who showed up say they came for more than just to find out the winner.
While most of the students at the UNT election watch party consider themselves Democrats, students in both political parties were just happy to be among peers to watch the election results unfold.
I feel like it's great to be in an environment where you're around people who are your age, to be able to hear some of their views in a really informal setting.
It's a great way to just meet with fellow students and see what their opinions are and see how they voted and see where the election goes from here.
In the end, the room erupted when the president closed the deal. At least some students hugged and high-fived and went home happy. Ashley Barshaw, NT Daily News.
There's more ahead on NT Daily News. A positive attitude beats up on bullying. How one Denton school is making that happen. And paying tribute to the dead. We'll take you to a festival that does just that. There's more to come on NT Daily News. Students' shoes are pounding the pavement and the grass for a purpose. And players' cleats grace the gridiron, but it wasn't enough. Stay tuned.
A future highway expansion is about to drive one company away. More ahead. And some local police are parking their patrol cars for another form of transportation. All this and more coming up on NT Daily News.
Coming up next on NT Daily News, children dig in to get hands-on with history, and another big splash on Fry Street. Stay tuned.
There's more to come on NT Daily. The crowds came and so did the cameras. We'll explain. And a last-minute touchdown seals a win. Sports is just ahead.
There's much more to come on NT Daily News. Working it off just got a little easier on campus. That story just ahead. And packing it on can happen due to a sweet addiction. The findings of a new study may make some feel sour. Stay tuned.
Coming up on NT Daily News, the band, the crowd, the football. It's got to be homecoming. More ahead. And it's a jazz dream, a first ever performance, or both. We'll be right back.
Coming up on NT Daily News, sales are up and will continue to rise. We'll explain. And earlier sunsets are affecting one local business.
And the State Fair of Texas is also one of the biggest events that happens every year. This year, the State Fair opens Friday, September 28th. It's not exactly cheap to go to the State Fair. General admission this year for adults is $16 and $12 for seniors and children. Parking is $15, and the fair website offers advanced tickets online for a cheaper price. And of course, rides, performances, and shows already have DFW residents talking this year. The Ferris wheel overlooking downtown Dallas is the most iconic ride at the fair. Country artists Kevin Fowler and Kelly Pickler are a couple of the entertainers this year, and bird shows, auto shows, and pig races are also main events. Lastly, fairgoers can still expect that famous fried fair food. Ice cream, Coke, cookie dough, and bubblegum treats can all be expected. Fried, of course. And the winner of last year's Most Creative Award is back as well, the Fried Bacon Cinnamon Roll. Many more fried foods will be at the fair too. The last day of the fair is October 21st.
The last day to register to vote is October 9th. Early voting begins on October 22nd and runs through November 2nd. And of course, the general election is Tuesday, November 6th. For voting locations and hours, check election.dentoncounty.com.
Roberto Carlos Hernandez died at a Denton hospital. Michael Chadwick Fry was arrested on an outstanding warrant. The Texas Rangers are investigating.
Police are looking for a white male approximately 6 feet tall, in his early 20s with a muscular build, wearing a blue t-shirt and torn blue jeans.
And the proposal to the City Council also calls for about $350,000 in public improvements. They could include a truck turnaround, a bus stop, and a sculpture park.
UNT continues to make its campus one of the greenest in the nation.
Fossils, meteorites, and archaeological discoveries were part of North Texas Fossil Day.
Halloween is celebrated every year, but many people don't know the history behind the holiday.
Shakespeare's iconic story of two star-crossed lovers is coming to UNT in French.
Anyone with a cell phone can text the word Denton PD and the information to 847-411. Denton is the first city in the county to use the service.